7 force field. Don't worry. I'll break you out of there. Glad I could help.
This is the build-up. They want to remove me, to silence me, to discredit me. They have tried to stop me in every possible way, from taking my finances to imprison me, to slander me, to linking me to Darren Osborne and extremism. Now they want to take away the final thing I have. If they can do it to me, they can do it to you.
My Lords, I beg leave to ask the question standing my name on the order paper.
My Lords, the government-funded Centre of Expertise on Child Sexual Abuse is working to build a more informed picture of the scale of these crimes and preventing them as a priority for the government. The Independent Office for Police Conduct is currently conducting investigations into 33 police officers of varying ranks for potential criminal offences and breaches of the standards of professional behaviour linked to the Rotherham case.
My Lords, I fear that reply is shamefully inadequate, because these girls are usually raped several times a day. And so if we accept the views of our lead police officer for child protection, of Rotherham's MP, and of the recent Jay and Quilliam reports, we seem to be looking at millions of rapes of white and Sikh girls by Muslim men, only 222 of whom have been convicted since 2005. So, my Lords, will the government ask our Muslim leaders whether the perpetrators can claim that their behaviour is sanctioned in the Quran and to issue a fatwa against it? And second, my Lords, will the government encourage a national debate about the various interpretations of Islam? Can we talk about Islam without being accused of hate crime?
So I recently made a video where I talked about how Tommy Robinson was recently arrested in the UK for live streaming from outside a child grooming gang court case, and he was swiftly arrested by the police and sent to 13 months prison. And what's even worse, the UK court issued a reporting ban, meaning that no one in the media and no one was allowed to talk about it in the UK. Basically, a complete state censorship of news, a very big threat to freedom of the press. Today there's some good news, because that reporting ban has now actually been lifted by the UK courts, no doubt because of the huge public backlash and outcry. A Change.org petition has already gained almost 500,000 signatures, and there's been huge outcry from the public, even Donald Trump Jr. retweeting about this, saying that these are the reasons why America did the first Brexit back in 1776. And many others, Dutch politician Geert Wilders, German politicians, and even politicians from Australia has talked about this, and even talked about granting Tommy Robinson asylum because of the political persecution that they deem this is. Some British journalists had also gone to the court to appeal this reporting ban. According to The Guardian, one main reason why they lifted this reporting ban is because this news had already been spread so much on the internet and in other countries as well. I mean, Fox News writing articles about it because there's no reporting restriction there, and because of the internet everyone can see it. So this is a big victory for freedom of speech and freedom of the press. It really shows that if the public outcry is big enough, you can change the outcome. The politicians should not rule the people should rule the politicians. The politicians should do what the people wants them to do and not act like dictators. But this is only the first victory for freedom of speech. Now the other thing is the actual court sentence itself. Now, I don't agree with everything that Tommy Robinson says. In fact, I disagree with him on many things, but I 100% support his right to free speech and the rule of law. And here's where the other thing is quite a bit worrying, because his whole court sentence that Tommy Robinson went through seems very, very strange indeed. It really reminds of court cases in, well, a kangaroo court really. So if you look at the details here at the court sentence, Tommy Robinson was arrested, charged and sentenced within only just 5 hours, which is very, very unusual. I mean, this kind of speed is ridiculous. Kaylin Robertson, who is part of Tommy Robinson's team, said that the actual court sentence was over within just about 5 minutes. And that's even quicker than Stalin and the Nazis managed to do when they arrested the political dissidents. And also, people who are close to Tommy Robinson claim that the police deliberately misled Tommy's lawyer, meaning that she never turned up, meaning that Tommy was actually just appointed a court-appointed lawyer who are usually quite useless, to put it frankly. Many journalists and so-called experts claim that Tommy Robinson, by live streaming outside this court case with the child grooming gang, that he was at risk at prejudicing the case, and that they would have to rerun the whole trial so that the jury wouldn't be affected by Tommy's opinions. Something along those lines. Now, the strange thing is, I don't know if you remember, but Count Dankula, in his trial, there was a whole press pack waiting outside reporting on it, and there's been other cases as well. For example, Cliff Richards, when he was accused of sexual misconduct, the police actually contacted the BBC in advance and had the BBC broadcast live from when the police were actually raiding Cliff Richards' home. And this was before any kind of court sentence at all. And even the BBC themselves have reported names and even addresses of alleged suspects in child grooming cases themselves on their website before any trial has been, before they've been convicted at all. So basically they have been doing more than what Tommy Robinson did, because Tommy Robinson didn't put out their names or addresses, the BBC has. So it kind of feels like this so-called prejudice thing that they are applying against Tommy Robinson, it's being very selectively applied according to who the court likes and dislikes, it would seem. It seems to be very selectively applied, and that is a scandal, because rule of law says that you should treat everyone equally, everyone should be equal under the law, but that does not seem to be the case if your name is Tommy Robinson in the UK. Another very interesting thing has emerged as well. Some photos from the court where Tommy Robinson was live streaming. You can actually see who appears to be the judge in Tommy Robinson's case. You can actually see him standing up in a window together with police officers, looking down, apparently smirking or smiling, looking down at Tommy Robinson live streaming. Then if this is true, it would appear that the judge who sent Tommy Robinson to 13 months prison was actually a witness to when Tommy Robinson was arrested. And if that is the case, that would be a very serious breach of the rule of law and justice. You have to ask yourself, is there a political agenda here? Many things would appear to point that way.
What is happening to Tommy Robinson is the final straw for us.
Yeah, actually there's nothing wrong.
Over the past few years across the West, including here in Australia, we've seen our freedom of speech eroding and being replaced with blasphemy laws.
There is a correlation between the number of people who are Muslim in a country and the number of terrorist attacks.
We've had enough. Time and time again, we've seen victims of political correctness, of blasphemy laws. The time has come to stand up and unite, no matter what side of the political divide you sit on. Freedom of speech and freedom of press are the most fundamental rights that we must protect. So we invite you to join us on these national rallies for free speech on Saturday the 9th and Sunday the 10th. To coincide with the rallies in Britain for Tommy, we're going to rally in Melbourne, Sydney, Brisbane and Perth. 30-minute pop-up rallies that are going to make all the difference. Fight today to protect your freedom of speech or lose them tomorrow. See you there and spread the word.
Hello. Hello. Hello, I'm David Coburn from UKIP. It's good. We must be equal under the law. We can't have exceptions, and we cannot have journalists arrested. It is absolutely unspeakable. It cannot be done. And it's good at least some people are standing up for the freedom of the individual. Today it's this gentleman. Tomorrow it could be me. The day after it could be you.